He is stopping. He's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness!
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Jeff Passan has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel on this Black Friday. And guess what's going on? Absolutely nothing, but we do have to kind of update the offseason so far. Giants have signed a couple of people. Nothing big, but they have signed a couple people. And speaking of a couple people, I see a couple people. Jason Corona 9701. ¿Qué pasa, gente? Bienvenidos. Hope you all have been chilling out during the off season. Cameron Burrell 5651. But yeah, the Giants have made a couple of moves. Hot stove, I wouldn't say it's cooking, but there have been a couple of signings across baseball. A lot of minor league deals, little one-year deals here and there. Phil Maton, a couple of years to the Cubs. Here we have a list here. Some minor league invites here and there. Nothing big. Pedro Leon, who was a huge prospect with the Astros, been claimed off waivers. He's heading to the Philadelphia Phillies. James McCann back in Arizona. Here's Joey Wiemer. We're going to talk about him. Giants signed him despite we got a bunch of outfielders, but the Giants are going to add another one. Wander Suero to the A's. He's been around for a number of years, several different teams. Mauricio Dubon to the Atlanta Braves in a trade for Nick Allen. Forrest Whitley was a big prospect with the Astros, signed with the Yomiuri Giants. Trent Grisham picked up his qualifying offer, and a lot of Yankees fans a little bit pissed off about that. Also, there have been a few big signings, but we focus on the Giants around here, and we focus on a dude by the name of Sam Henges. Sam Henges. I ain't gonna bullshit. I never heard of this dude. Never heard of this dude. I was like, Sam Henges. Who the hell is that? It is a relief pitcher who was with the Cleveland Guardians. He was hurt, did not pitch in 2025. You got to go back to 2024, and he didn't pitch that much, 25 games. Did pitch well. He had a 3 ERA, 27 strikeouts in 23 innings. The year before, 56 strikeouts and 52. He's a left-handed arm out of the bullpen to add to it. Giants already have Matt Gage. We got, Eric Miller. So a couple of good lefties. This guy's big. I mean, literally, he's 6'8", 245 pounds. So he's got that going for him. And the numbers look good. He was a starter in the minor leagues. So actually not that great. And they moved him to the bullpen. But 2022 at this point is a long mother freaking long time ago. But that year, he had a 2.32 ERA in 57 appearances, 72 strikeouts and 62 innings. So I'm sure in 2022 at some point I must have heard of him or seen him pitch. But I literally don't. I just do not remember this guy. I could not for the life of me remember Sam Henges. But we got him. Yeah, and 6'8" East Bay Rob. Big guy. Maybe, this is not quite as tall as Sean Jelly, but there's potential here. We could love this dude, or this dude might not make the team out of spring training. He might be in AAA and he might get hurt. We may never see him in a Giants uniform, but it was a relatively small contract, $1.4 million. Don't get it twisted. If I had $1.4 million, I would be the happiest person on the planet. But for a Major League Baseball contract, that's affordable for the Giants. First notable bullpen move of the MLB Did I say the MLB? I never say the MLB. I think it's because it's followed by a different word, free agency. That's why I said the. MLB free agency by landing left-handed reliever Sam Henges, agreeing to a 1-year, $1.4 million with a former Guardians arm. Again, we'll see. Hurt all of last year. I really don't, nothing to get too excited about, nothing to write home about, but we'll see. We'll see with that move. And yeah, would love to get Bo Bichette. Can we get Bo Bichette and get it over with? That's a great freaking question. And the Giants have a hole at second base, in my opinion. I mean, I like Christian Koss. Obviously, we had Tyler Fitzgerald, and the Giants end up sending him to AAA halfway through the year. Clearly, that's not the answer if you got a guy who can't even make it through the season without getting sent down to AAA. And Christian Koss is good, but do you win a World Series, or do you even get to the World? Do you even get to the playoffs with Christian Koss as your starting second baseman? I don't know, because this day and age teams are stacked from top to bottom. We've seen the Dodgers, we've seen the Blue Jays. So, but Bo Bichette right now is projected to sign a $208 million contract. So we may be dreaming. What's up, Zachary? Will the Giants pony up some real money? And that's the question, because so far, all we've signed is Sam Henges. We did grab Justin Dean off waivers, or I think it was off waivers from the Dodgers. Now, he's a really fast runner, really good fielder. I mean, he's such a good fielder that the Dodgers were putting him out there at late innings in the World Series. Justin Dean, but I just don't think, he's going to be a huge difference maker. And then we signed Joey Wiemer. Joey Wiemer. I know him from the Florida. I have heard of him because he was with the Florida Marlins. God, that tells you how old I am. The Miami Marlins this year hit just 236 with 3 home runs. Spent time in AAA. He's kind of back and forth with AAA. Had 1 plate appearance with the Reds and a walk, and which he walked. Played with the Brewers for a little bit. Did not play well. Has not hit well in his big league career. 205 career average. 16 home runs and 448 at bats. Absolutely nothing to get excited about. I think that he will probably be in AAA. He did tear it up with Jacksonville, but that was just in 33 at bats. Bigger sample size with Omaha. Hit 182. 182. So, he was good in Cincinnati. Off to Cincinnati, and he wasn't even that great there batting average wise. This is in college, 264, 263, 266. In college, with the metal bats, ended up going to independent leagues, and okay, he'll be in spring training. Literally nothing big. The biggest move so far this offseason is that the Giants brought back Bruce Bochy in an advisory role. Bochy is back. And this has been announced a couple weeks ago, but I do need to address it because I haven't addressed it yet. 4-time World Series winning manager returned to the organization. Special advisors, baseball operations, expect to perform duties both on and off the baseball field and the business side. Bochy back in the organization means a great deal to all of us. Leadership experience and feel for the game are unmatched. Is Bochy going to listen to anything Bochy has to say, or is this an honorary position? I don't know. Do you think the Giants have a realistic chance to sign Tatsuya Imai? I hope they have a chance. I haven't paid a lot of attention to the Japanese guys that are being posted because the Giants never get them. So I'm not getting my hopes up. But Tatsui, there is rumors that he could end up with the Giants, and I think that if it happens, I will throw a party. This guy, obviously 1.92 ERA in Japan, 10-5. Our record, good strikeout stuff, just an elite arm. Not a real big guy, but, kind of Tim Lincecum style with his size and the way that he's able to get that ball up there. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's a long-term guy either. I hope it's not some long-term contract, but he may be looking for one. So, yeah, I wouldn't bet money that we get him. What's up, Zachary? What's up, East Bay? What's up, Jason? What's up, Cameron? I wouldn't place money on it that we get him. But Bruce Bochy, 70 years of age. That's insane. That is insane. So, yeah, Bruce Bochy is back. Other than that, A lot of little signings, a few, just a couple of major signings. He's kind of a guy who has a good year and a bad year. He's 30 years of age, and the Blue Jays signed him to 7 years, $210 million. Good luck. Maybe that's what you have to pay to get the guy. All I can say is good luck. For the Blue Jays, they're trying to run it back. So they're hoping Dylan Cease has another big year in 2026, and they're trying to win a World Series. So I think that their thought process is we don't care about 5 or 6 years from now. In 5 or 6 years, Dylan Cease could be 36 and could be washed up. But they're trying to win a World Series in 2026. So they get their guy. And I think Blue Jays fans got to appreciate it. But at the same time, this is probably not going to be the best contract, I think, through the full course of the 7 years. That's just my take on that Dylan Cease deal. I could see some Blue Jays fans being pissed off about it, but keep in mind, y'all trying to run it back. And they're trying to do whatever they can to run it back. Yeah, there's something new here. I don't know if I can change it. Do I look like real tiny in the bottom to you? What's up, BC? Go Dodgers. Maybe I can change it. Yeah, it's not letting me change it. It's got landscape and portrait. So you have a portrait mode. They have it in some kind of a portrait mode. This is something new that StreamYard has put out there. And I can't really change it right in the middle of the stream. So next time I'm going to try to turn that off. So hopefully that will not be, you won't have to deal with that next time. What were we talking about again? Dylan Cease to the Blue Jays. If you're just joining us, Giants signed Joey Wiemer. Probably going to be in AAA. Additional outfielder in the mix. I think we got more than enough outfielders, honestly. I don't think Joey Wiemer is going to be. I think he's going to be in AAA at best as extra depth. We got, and they also signed Justin Dean. You know how many outfielders the Giants have on the 40-man? Gerard Encarnacion, Justin Dean, Drew Gilbert, Jung-Hoo Lee, Marco Luciano is now an outfielder. Luis Matos, Grant McRae, Wade Meckler, Elliot Ramos, now Joey Wiemer. At least 10 outfielders. Yeah, no. It's not you. It's on my end. I noticed when I was coming in, I had like this portrait. I was like, what the heck? Anyway, hopefully it won't be there next time. And then Giants also signed Sam Henges. And this guy I'm way more excited about. This is the one signing I'm excited about, the Thanksgiving Day signing. He was awesome in 2022. Filthy 2.32 ERA out of the bullpen as a lefty, 6'8". He had a great season, pitched the whole year. 2023 he was good. And 2024 he was good, and then he got hurt. He's been pretty solid for 3 years. He got hurt. He hurt his shoulder. He's back now. He missed all of 2025. I think this is a low-risk signing right here, and it could pay off big for the bullpen. So you got to have a good bullpen. You got to have a good bullpen to back up our starters, because the Giants bullpen is, as every team, it's sometimes a weak link. But, they also bringing back JT Brubaker. Spencer Bivens has been nice. Trevor McDonald looked really good last year. He's a starter, but he could end up helping out in the bullpen. Joel Peguero looked amazing late last year. Randy Rodriguez is going to be hurt, but we'll see when he gets back. Blake Tidwell. So Kai Tang maybe help out. But yeah. Other than that, we are waiting for Bo Bichette. Giants need to go ahead and sign him and get it over with. I know it says shortstop. We pivot him over to second base. We got Adames at short. We got Chapman at third. Eldridge, you're going to be the man at first base, and we're ready to rock and roll right there. Go ahead and sign Go ahead and sign Bichette, and let's get that right on over with. Josh Naylor back to Seattle. No surprise there. 5 years, $92.5 million. Figure that was going to happen. Brandon Woodruff picked up his qualifying offer. I think that's a smart move for someone who's dealt with injuries, wants to prove himself on a one-year deal, $22 million. People are trashing him like, how could you do that? You could have gotten more years. Yeah. He just made $22 million in 1 year. I think he'll be fine. Shota Imanaga also $22 million taking the qualifying offer. Gleyber Torres with the qualifying offer back to the Tigers. Trent Grisham qualifying offer back to the Yankees. Raisel Iglesias on a 1 year deal back to the Braves. That is literally it. Phil Maton, I mentioned earlier, to the Cubs, 2 year deal. So it's been a pretty cold stove. The biggest move so far has been the 7 year, $210 million deal to Dylan Cease. Bichette I don't know if there's rumors. I've heard that Parks Harbor has been surprising a ton of people. Yeah, you mentioned him earlier. You mentioned him a little bit earlier. He is in the Arizona Fall League, 382 batting average in the Arizona Fall League. Yeah. That is a good guy to keep an eye on. Good guy to keep an eye on out of Georgia. When he was in Georgia, there's a good power hitter there. Transferred to North Carolina and suddenly hit 343 with 20 home runs in 2024. Guy's an absolute beast. But yeah, other than that, man, there's just not a lot going on. I mentioned Bochy's back. That's cool. Yeah, it's been slow. It's been slow. But the good news is we are going to have spring training. And I say that because next year in 2027, we might not. There will probably be a lockout. Major League Baseball, strong possibility for a lockout, disagreements between the owners and the Players Association. The ownership, again, wanting a salary cap. The players are not going to allow a salary cap. So why don't you just forget about the salary cap and get a deal done so we can rock and roll. But they're not going to do that. They are going to push for the salary cap. Then there's going to be a lockout. We're going to be pissed off. Halfway through what would have been spring training, they'll finally come to an agreement and they'll rush through spring training and they'll start the season barely on time with everybody pissed off. So that's what's going to happen. Just mark it down right now because they're not going to miss the season or anything like that. Too much money to be made, but there will probably be a lockout. Chaotic times. No, nothing to sneeze at. Did put out another video. It's doing well, but it already got copyright struck. Not copyright strike, but copyright claimed. Within the first 10 seconds I put out a video, MLB's it'll go through the initial process, and then all of a sudden it'll get hit. And so I have to file an appeal. The other big news, I've talked about it in a little video. What do you guys think of the gambling scandals? It's hitting both NBA and MLB. MLB has ads all over the stadium promoting gambling on sports, on baseball. But if a baseball player, and baseball players know they're not allowed to do it, but if they do it, they are banned from life. And Luis Ortiz and Emmanuel Clase banned for freaking life. Luis Ortiz released $500,000 bail. They're not just out of MLB for life. They could be going to prison. Not jail. Not jail. Prison. Ortiz appeared in federal court on Monday, charges accusing him and teammate Emmanuel Clase of taking bribes to help associates win prop bets placed on pitches they threw. I don't know what the hell you have to be thinking to do that, knowing the consequences. A judge, and when you're already making, especially Clase, you're already making millions of dollars. And Clase was fixing to make 100 mil plus, Zachary. Clase and Ortiz are definitely going to be charged and put in prison. Stupid MLB. That's what Yeah, holding my breath for a Tyler Rogers re-sign, reunion. So basically, can we get a look? Emmanuel Clase was throwing constantly first pitches that were nowhere near the strike zone. I don't know how nobody picked up on it. I'm not a Guardians fan, so it's not like I'm watching that much. But I feel like if a Giants relief pitcher every time he came into the game would throw balls in the dirt, I think I would notice the pattern. I'd be like, why does this guy throw the ball in the dirt every time he comes into the game?
The book on the manual clock.
And that's the kind of pitches you would see. I'm not sure how this is going through right here. Here's the pitch. Let's pause it. Look where that ball ends up. I mean, he's spiking it into the ground. And not just at pretty much every time he comes into the game, like the first pitch will be a spike. Messing up whole professional sports. All those returning, yes, is in part to work stoppage. What's important now? Stranger Things. I've never seen Stranger Things. Mentor Mac. I wrote you back. Yeah. I want to go to the East Coast in 2026. I haven't been in the East Coast since, oh my gosh, 20 years, man. I can't, unless I'm forgetting. But yeah, can we bet on their prison sentence? I really don't know. I mean, it's probably going to be, if they end up going to prison, it's probably going to be a year or two. They're not going for like 20 years or anything like that. In my opinion, that's just not, they'll work a deal, but I don't know, man. They took several $1,000s in payoffs to help two unnamed gamblers in their home country, Dominican Republic. Why not just give them money? If I was a multi-millionaire and my buddy's like, hey, can you do this illegal thing to help me make $5,000? I'll be like, why don't I just send you $5,000? Clase was a 3-time All-Star closer. They're both done with baseball. That much I can tell you. Even if somehow they get exonerated, they are done with baseball. They are not going to play Major League Baseball ever again. Because you can't deal with gamblers and be betting on baseball in any way, shape, or form. You can't even be connected to it. You're done. Legally, maybe they can wiggle out of it. I don't know. But this is absolutely nuts right here. And it was just a matter of time. And I'm hopeful that, like I said in a video earlier, I'm hopeful that because of this, other players are going to be like, no way, they're not going to touch this. They're not going to touch it. They're not going to do this anymore. Because now they see the consequences. These two guys are going to be examples for everyone else. So the next time someone gets a call from their homeboys and they say, hey, can you spike some balls for me so we can make, they're going to say, no way. No way, no how. Yes, we want to see the flying squirrels. Almost like legalizing gambling, trying to make it a mainstream $100 billion industry was a bad idea. And I believe that there will come a day soon where they won't have gambling ads. They're going to be banned. You cannot put gambling ads and push gambling. Why? I know there's money to be made there, but it's counterintuitive. You have your players who are not allowed to do it, and that's their work. That's their place of work. That's their workplace. That's like the Alcoholic Anonymous building, where everyone, where all alcoholics come to meet for the AA meetings. This is the building, and everyone that works there and everything. And they put ads for alcohol all over. They got the bar over here, a bar over there. They got all that ads for beer and alcohol and wine and all of this. But this is the Alcoholic Anonymous place. If you can't drink. What's going on around here, Mentor Mac? I think it's going to become like cigarettes. Remember back in the 80s and had cigarette ads all over, and now they can't put cigarette. I don't even know why. I don't even know when that stopped. But there was a time when, like, the Marlboro Man in Candlestick Park, MLB, I just looked at MLB stadiums can't have cigarette ads due to government bans on tobacco advertising and public pressure to protect children from seeing these ads. Same thing. I know they're not children, but they are players and other people. By the way, even non-players and even fans, they lose money. This is not good for people. Gambling in general, you can get addicted unless you're real responsible about it. Is not good. Cigarette commercials, they used to be on TV. They used to be on TV. So this whole gambling thing is out of control. Even though the marble sign kind of, I don't know, in some way became a little nostalgic. I don't smoke. But the Marlboro sign, you know, it kind of feels like the 80s and the Budweiser signs and all that. But that's not good, though. Neither is the gambling. Daniel Barry. Daniel Barry is here. Happy Friday. Joe Cool and Winston Cup was everywhere. Daniel Barry's swords. Do you think the Giants will sign that Japanese pitcher? I wouldn't bet on it, Bob Granelli. I would not bet on it. That's why I'm not even talking about it. We got Bochy back, though. If you want to know who I want the Giants to sign, I want them to sign a good starting pitcher. Maybe an infielder. Obviously, Bo Bichette would be freaking amazing. There's other arms out there. Framber Valdez is out there. Ranger Suarez is out there. There's a couple of Japanese arms. Lucas Giolito's a little older. I don't know about him. Merrill Kelly is out there from the D-backs and Rangers. Chris Bassett. Take Chris Bassett. There's some arms out there. And obviously, relievers, Tyler Rogers, Giants could bring him back. Justin Verlander, of course, is out there. Max Scherzer. I heard a lot of people talking about Max Scherzer because he knows Tony Vitello somehow. They got a connection. So Vitello may be pushing to bring back Scherzer, thinking he can get one more big year out of him. Dustin May is out there. He seems like he's always hurt. So, there's arms out there. He doesn't want to go to the Dodgers. He wants to pitch against the Dodgers. Well, this is the place. It finally became nostalgic for me. Yeah. You don't know what, when you see, it's a weird thing. I'll show you. This is the 80s. Like, I know this is 80s. This is right out of the 80s. And you see the Marlboro Man there. And the Budweiser sign. That feels like 80s. I never looked at that sign and thought, I'm going to go buy some cigarettes. Or it didn't ever make me want to smoke. And the Budweiser sign didn't ever make me want to drink. But it did. You see it every time you're at the ballpark. So by association, it's something about it becomes nostalgic. But, same thing for, some of the stuff that we see at AT&T or Oracle Park, and some of the ads that we've seen there, like the Cars sign in the outfield and things like that. Some of them have changed over the years, though. They change a little more often. The Adobe sign, Dignity Help, PG&E. They used to have Coors Light or Budweiser would be out there. PlayStation sign was out there for a number of years. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah. All right, Paul, getting ready for work. Well, we're coming up on 30 minutes, so I just want to go live. I didn't know if anyone's going to show up, but y'all did not let me down. MLB sold out. They hadn't felt like we kept up with the other sports leagues. The camel sign never made me want to get a camel. No, I don't think any advertisement has, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a sign been like, I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to go get that. Very rarely. Maybe like Little Caesars pizza or something. I'm like, that looks bomb. I'm going to get it on the way home. One ad I will never be nostalgic for is that Cars for Kids ad. Oh my gosh. How long is that Cars for Kids? KRS Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Jiminy Christmas. Since 1985, they've been asking us to donate our car. I'm not donating my car. You're out of your freaking mind. But yeah, it is what it is, ladies and gents. But a lot of free agents are still out there. A lot of hot stove to go. I'll try to go live again next Friday. We'll have a traditional Orange Friday. Today, obviously, is Black Friday. I did get a few deals. I went out there and went to some places and got some deals. I got a couple things. Nothing big. Nothing big. You know, like local. Who is texting me at this? Who is texting me? Oh, crap. Y'all have a wonderful day. Not getting notifications. Miss you, brother. What's our chance of getting that kid from Japan? And I did donate. You donated your car? Better man than I am. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I was doing better, I would maybe donate my car. I'm not in the financial position to be donating cars. If I got a car, I'm trading it in or I'm, selling it. Unless it's a total junker. But yeah, no, I don't think we're going to get the guy from Japan. I'm going to be all the way real. I'm going to turn down my phone. My brother's texting me. He's trying to go to the movies. I got to send him a ticket. You guys have a great day. Hit the thumbs up and the subscribe. That's your update. And just to recap, my favorite move so far is the Giants, and I think it might pay off. Sam Henges, left-handed, 6'8", good stuff. I like the move. For $1 million, I like the move. I say that like $1 million is like chump change. To the Giants, it is. You guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much. Check out my new video ranking some of the biggest dirtbags in MLB history. Actually, don't check it out because you might not like the list. I had to put some guys on there that we like. I'm trying to be neutral. I'm trying to be neutral and fair. So I had to put a couple Giants on that list. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. But I love that man, regardless if he's a jerk. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to y'all in the next stream.
He is stopping. He's going back. He's going to run down. Ball gets away. This one's over.
Oh my freaking goodness!
But I got the Twins signing Carlos Correa.
Dead passing has the Giants getting Chris Bryant.
I am taking the Atlanta Braves